We should be live. I don't know if I should be in the active conversation. If you guys are also listening to me, it'll be double on the screen. I don't know if that bothers anybody. So I'll leave the conversation. Well, then I can't hear you ask questions. So what I'll do is I'll mute myself. I'll mute myself here, and you can hear me through the video. But all right, cool. So if anybody else comes, you guys got to bring them up here to the screen. All right. And so in my Discord, let's see. So this is the install Magicavoxels walkthrough. So I'm just gonna put these up on the screen for you guys. So do a Google search. Y'all don't need this. Sorry. This is for like I used to teach in Discord, and we had a lot of older people coming in, and they didn't know the first thing about any of this. So the one you want is the EPH Tracy GitHub link, okay? And then so this is the one I use. I don't use the beta. I never use the beta, and they might have updated it, but the one I use is right here, the 9964. And the reason I don't use the beta is because like they do a lot of experimentation with that, and so they'll move stuff around from time. It's one guy, I think. It's one guy developing this application, so we gotta be patient with him. All right, so I don't know if you guys have a Mac or if you have. You say what? I'm sorry. Did I miss you? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's just I'm sorry. There's a lag. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I just don't know. And I'm not afraid to say I don't know when I don't know. Can you hear me? 3, 4. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. You guys can't hear any of my audio when I'm not muted? Test, test. You should be able to hear. Is any audio coming through my video? I can hear it through your speaker. I know it. I can hear myself. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, if you guys can hear my video, say something. Ah. Okay, is it better? Mm. Okay, I'll have to try to speak. Oh, no, no, no. I know what I gotta do. Hold on. Oh, no, it's already up. It's already up super high. All right. Maybe I can get the microphone a little bit closer. Okay, how's that? Ah, okay. Let me turn off the Twitch, and maybe my latency will improve. Oops. Oh, hey, Marsha. What happened? Is that okay? Can you guys see that? Where is Magicavoxels? There it is. All right. Can you guys see the Magicavoxels screen? All right, cool. One second. All right, so this is the stage, and you want to make sure you remember where the front of the stage is. So don't go around moving it too much until you know where the front of the stage is, or at least until you might have to close it and open the file back up so that you can remember where the front is, because it's important when you start making wearables that you know where the front of the wearable is, where the back is, etc., etc. Otherwise, you might have trouble, and the people who buy your wearables might have trouble when they're fitting it on, or they might have to rotate it. Let's see. All right. So let's just go over the interface real quick, and I wanted to stress that to me the most important part of the interface is this part down here that says hint hotkey, because this is going to give you an idea of what everything else in the app is going to do for you. Just you can actually memorize the hotkeys, and I always tell people, if you're trying to learn an application and you're trying to get to a professional level of proficiency with an application, you want to memorize or at least get very well indoctrinated with the hotkeys. The hotkeys represent what the developers of the application thought would be some of the either the most important or the most repetitive tasks in the application. And that's why they gave them hotkeys. So you want to go and you want to take advantage of the hotkeys. It's really what separates an amateur from a professional. Okay. So first off, if you keep your eye down here, whenever I start talking about hotkeys, down here is where you're going to be able to find your information on where the mouse is hovering and what that functionality is and whether or not there's a hotkey for it. Okay? All right. You guys are so quiet, man. It's driving me nuts. Usually my students respond, so I don't know. All right, so this part up here is your file menu. And you can tell because when you hover over it, you can see that it's undo and redo. You got undo and you got redo. And then you've got your open project, your save project as, which is, save as basically, and new, duplicate, and delete. All right. So instead of having a file menu, he gave you these icons. So that's kind of important to remember as well. The next important thing to remember we took care of from the outset, which was to make sure that our file size or our dimensions was 32 by 32 by 32. A funny thing about voxels is voxels don't change in size. So the dimension of a file is what changes. The stage, not the actual voxels. You know what I mean? And a voxel is just a 3D pixel. If you guys are familiar, like if I started painting on this back wall, I can create pixel art if I just drew it with just pixels, right? So a voxel is nothing but a volumetric pixel. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Hey, Marsha, what's up? Hey, Marsha, what's up? I don't know if she joined. All right. So are you guys got that so far? We cool? All right, cool. You still with us, Kyle? What about Archie? Y'all still with us, man? Okay. What up, Marsha? Yeah. I'm gonna have to turn my mic off, or I'm gonna be coming in over the video and coming in hot over the convo. So I'm gonna turn my mic off. It's a little bit delayed, but it's like 2-3 seconds. But I can hear y'all when y'all talk. Because I'm still hearing the convo, so. All right. So again, this is your stage. You've got a ceiling, you got a floor, you got a back wall, side walls. You even have a front, if you notice. So that's the front now. So and each one of these little reservoirs here on each one of these walls can hold a voxel. Now the funny thing about voxels is you can hang you cannot place a voxel in midair. You can only place a voxel on geometry that you have. So with no geometry on the stage whatsoever, the geometry that I have is the wall or the floor or the ceiling. You see what I mean? But the you can put a voxel on any geometry you have and then delete the scaffolding geometry underneath it. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So you can hang a voxel in midair, but you can't place one there. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So right now we're not worried about the edit or the project sort of functionality. These panels, I got them. You can just click on it and it'll twirl it down for you, so you have more room on your stage if you want to. Because right now we're focused on. I'm gonna make sure we come over here. We're gonna focus on the very basics of Magicavoxels, and what the basics are is attaching voxels or picking a color for your voxel, attaching that voxel to the stage, and or erasing or removing that voxel from the stage. That's really the three crucial parts of learning how to use Magicavoxels: is attaching voxels to the stage, painting them, and removing them from the stage. And so in order to attach voxels to the stage, you want to use your brushes, and that's your brush menu right here. So let's see. So your brush menu's right here, and you've got some other things. This is your display. You can change the color of your background and all kinds of stuff like that. It's really easy. You guys can fiddle with that if you want to, but it's not as crucial as the brush menu. This is sort of a cascading menu, and the reason I call it a cascading menu is because when you select different choices higher up in the hierarchy or in the structure, it changes the options that are available to you lower on in the menu structure. Okay? So when I pick different brushes, for instance, you can see how I get different options down here further on, right? So just for right now, in order to know where the front of the stage is, what I usually like to do is I like to pick a red or orange voxel, and I pick my box mode brush, and I go to the attach mode, and I just drop a voxel at the front of the stage. That way, if I move it around, I know where the front of my stage is. Okay. But we're gonna go a little bit slower than I normally go. Normally, I rush right into the editing because we just do the basics of what you need to know in order to create a wearable. But I think you guys are gonna need a more structured sort of approach. So why don't we do this? Let's finish going over the brush menu real quick, and then we'll go over the camera. And in going over the brush, we're gonna have to go over the color palette. So you have a color. Let's do that now. It's simple. So the palette is here. The color palette is here. I want you guys to not think of these as colors, though. I want you to think of these as color wells or addresses. And you can tell that these are all different addresses because you can see here in the console, when I mouse over different colors, it doesn't give me the color, right? It gives me the index number. So each one of these are index numbers starting from 1, right? And going all the way up to 256 or 255. So you get 256 colors, like the web color palette back in the day. You guys might be too young for that. So if you click on this right here, you can notice also that you can make changes to whatever value, a color value, is found in that index well. Okay? Using your hue and your saturation and your value sliders, you're able to change the hue along, or the chroma. You're able to change the saturation levels, right? From non-saturated all the way to heavily saturated. And then you're able to change the value from very low values to high values, which is black, right? So you're able to add lighter darkness with the value. And you can make changes to these colors inside of these different wells. So like I said, I like mine to be red, so I know where the front of my stage is. And that is the color. But let me show you something else too. Typically when I'm bringing in an object to paint, I don't want to use any of these preconceived colors. And you see you have multiple palettes here. This is like that gnarly web safe palette from way back in the day. Don't use that. This one might seem tempting. Don't use that. This is your value scale. So you don't have to change any of the values of any of these if you want to. Like if you wanted to create a gradient of reds, all you'd have to do is come in here and make sure all of these are set to red going up, and just change this to red. And what you'll notice is it'll give me keep your eye on this value slider down here as I pick these different ones. It'll give me darker, darker and darker reds, right? And you got to do this by hand, unfortunately, but like I said, it's a free program. You can't get too mad. So if you know you're going to be using like a lot of reds, say you were doing like a Spider-Man or a Daredevil mask, or a rose, you were painting a rose or something, you might not mind doing something like this to give yourself, some really cool values that you don't have to sort of interpolate, right? If this makes sense, man, shoot some emotes or something. I need to hear you guys aren't out there conspiring against me. All right, cool. All right, so that's how you would use the value scale. There we go. I have not. Yeah, we've been talking on the video. Does he know? Did he hear me? Yeah, man, we've been talking on the video. I cut this mic off because playing the video and playing in here will be double. Like I'll be bouncing, and then you'll have to listen to me like being late and all that stuff. So click on the video so you can watch me the broadcast. Bro, Archie, I cannot believe that, bro. Oh my god. Bro, you want me to start over? I might have to start over, dude. Dude, it's like 9 o'clock now. Yeah, it's on YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube channel, I'll make sure I just make this one public, and everything that I broadcast was on there. So yeah, you can watch that. That's actually better because I need to actually be wrapping up. I wasn't gonna be able to go too long today. But yeah, click on the video, man. All right, and so I could go probably another 10, 15, you guys. So this is the value on the number 2, right? And if you click on it, oops, it looked like it went away. That sucked. All right, so anyway, you can see how to do that. If you just click on this and make sure you got the same chroma and the same saturation, but the only thing that changes is the value. So you can just do this for all of them, and you'll get some really cool, you can get some really cool reds, as long as you're using the same red. Right? All right. So that's how you can use that panel, number 2. And then number 3 is all neutraled out 50 gray. This is what I like to do, because I'll come in here and I'll make my own colors, and I'll mix exactly the way I want, and I'll make a whole bunch of the ones that I need, right? So this is to me, this is the most professional way to paint. So come in here, you set up your own palette. Just make sure you don't click that 3 again, or you get rid of it, right? Now, here's another thing that you guys can do if you're so inclined. But this is a little gnarly, so sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. But what you can do is you can drop a palette into here, and it will adopt like some of the colors at random, and you see it only sampled from some of them. This was a palette that I had put together. Let's try this. Let's drop this one in here. Yeah, so I dropped that one in there, and you can see how most of these are all the same. So you could come in here and well, you can see there's subtle differences. If you look at the number values down here, you can see that there are subtle differences, but this might be an easier place to start from. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you can drag and drop onto this program and stuff. So again, let me whatever this one is. Let's make that red. All right. Yeah, so you want to know where the front of your stage is. You want to make sure that your stage is set to 32 by 32 by 32, okay? And you want to make sure that you don't fall into the Shadowlands. And then you get to the Shadowlands by hitting the tab key accidentally or by hitting this little funky arrow, right? You don't want to do that, okay? So as long as your stage is set here, you'll be able to make Vox files and you'll be able to submit those files for minting in a public submission form, or if you get your own parcel, you can mint them yourselves. Okay, so the whole notion of using Magicavoxels is to leave volumetric pixels, and that's what a voxel is. It's a volumetric pixel. It's a 3D pixel, right? So all you want to do is you want to make sure that you attach, erase, and paint these various we're going to use this crazy palette for right now, but you want to attach and remove painted voxels from the stage, okay? And so the way you do that is using the brushes. Right now I've got these sort of panels minimized because we're not going to go into those right now, but you can play around with those. These will basically just open up the sample files inside of your folder, so you can navigate to your folder directory. You can actually save your files to this directory as well, and you'll find them right here in the program directory. I don't do that though, as you can see. And then the edit menu gives you some really cool functionality that we can get into, but it's a bit more advanced than what you need right now. Right now, you need to learn how to add voxels to the stage and remove them from the stage and then paint them. And the way you do that is with these brushes. So today we're just going to go over the box mode brush and its functionality. And then we'll go over the other brushes next time. But the box mode brush, you guys can see that the hotkey for the box mode brush is a B. And how do we know that? Because at the bottom of our screen, right here in the hint hotkey section, which is the most important part of the screen, you can see that when we hover over this tool, it says box mode and then it has B in brackets. So that's how you get to the box mode. So the first thing you want to do is click on the box mode brush or hit the B key, and then you want to attach. You want to make sure that you're in attach mode using the box mode brush. And you go into attach mode by using the T key. Okay? So what we want to do is, and right now I'm using my right mouse button to click and navigate the stage, but we don't want to do that. We do have hotkeys for zooming in and zooming out. Anybody that plays Call of Duty knows what these hotkeys are. Moving left and right. Anybody that plays Call of Duty knows what these hotkeys are. It's W to move forward, S to move backwards, A to rotate along the y-axis to the left, and D to rotate to the to the right on the y-axis, okay? And we know what the axes are by looking at this right here, down here in the corner. There's another way to sort of navigate the scene, okay? You can left click on this and move things around. But you want to use your left clicker finger carefully. You do not want to develop carpal tunnel. You do not want to hurt yourself. So use your hotkeys. We're professionals. Professionals use their hotkeys. So we want to hit B for the box mode brush, and we want to hit T for the attach mode. And then what you'll notice when I zoom in here is everywhere that I click with my red indicator, you can see how when I click with that red indicator, I can leave voxels right there on the stage. And every click is one voxel. Now, you can see if I drag, I actually draw a box. That's why they call it the box mode brush. I draw a box that's one voxel layer high, okay? And if I draw on top of this, wherever my indicator is, it will start the drag, right? So if I drag on top of that, I can create layer after layer after layer of geometry. This is my wearable so far. You see what I'm saying? If I start dragging here on the floor or on the on the floor, and I finish my drag on the actual geometry that I had before, right? You can see that now I've left a box that is what, 4 voxels tall, because I finished my drag on a voxel that was 3 layers tall. So it added 1 layer to the geometry that I had there. And that's how you add voxels to the stage, right? And so you guys have to get used to it to really know how to use it. And that's how you attach voxels to the stage. So if you're like, okay, Lex, how do I, that was a mistake. I didn't want to do that. So how do I remove them? Well, if I come over here to the erase function button, you'll see that the hotkey for erase voxels is R. So I can hit the R key and it will go into erase mode. In the same way that it was working before, I can drag and draw a box, but the box erases voxels, right? Depending on where I finish my drag. Where this cursor is when I finish my drag is it determines how big or the size of the box that I'm drawing to erase. You see? Does that make sense, everybody? I'll take a second to see if you guys can answer that. Okay. All right. Cool. So that's the box mode brush, and if I use it in paint mode, you can also see that once I come over here to the palette and I pick a different color, I can draw a box. It's the same functionality, but now instead of adding or removing voxels from the stage, I am painting them. Okay? And using just that, you could create wearables. That's really all it is. Everything else is a little bit more advanced and gives you different options, different capabilities with different brushes. But for the most part, right now, you could create your wearable simply with this one brush, and using those 3, the attach, erase, and paint. Okay. Now, here's something you guys should know. If I hit T to go back to attach mode, right, and I wanted to start attaching, and I'm like, okay, oops, I hit that by accident, and I don't want to go all the way to R to erase, right? There's got to be a hotkey that lets me erase without changing function modes, right? It's the shift button. So even though I'm in attach mode, if I hold down shift when I click on this voxel, it'll get rid of it. See? It goes into the other mode. This is the mode modifier button. Shift is, and so I can erase while I have the shift button or the shift key depressed. But when I let go again, I'm back in attach mode. It's the same thing if I hit R and I'm in erase mode, and I'm erasing. Then I hit shift to just draw a box real quick, and then I let go. I'm back in erase mode. See how that works? So, when I was telling you before about actually hanging, you can hang a voxel in midair, but you can't, you can't hang a voxel in midair, but you can leave it hanging there. So, for all intents and purposes, that voxel is floating, right? But I can't paint it there. I have to paint, or I'm sorry, I can't attach it there. I have to attach it to geometry. So if I create a scaffold, right? If I create a scaffold, and then I draw geometry on the scaffold, right? Then I hold down my modifier key and get rid of the scaffold. You see I have my hanging object. So you can see how you can use this to create all of the stuff that you see people wear, all the wearables, all of that stuff. You can see how, you can use just that. Now, all these other keys and stuff, like I said, they help you achieve different goals and do different things quicker. But for the most part, you can create a wearable just using that. So, you guys, can we wrap this up and reconvene next Tuesday? Here, let me show you how to do that real quick. So if you right click on anybody that's around you, you can get their profile. Yeah. And so you can view their profile, and then under their profile they'll have all of their information, like their parcel. So if you right click on me, you'll see that it says parcel ID. It'll be my parcel right here. Right now it says no parcels found. But if you click on me, you'll see that it has my parcel there. And I think you guys went there last time. So you can do that, or you can just hit X. So if you hit X and then you go to, you see how it says 58 online? So if you click on 58 online, you can actually see all the people who are actually, logged in right now. And I'm right here, lexluker.eth. So if you click on teleport, you'll jump into my parcel. So let me see. Or at the end of the day, you could just type my name, lexluker.com. If you type in lexluker.com, you'll come straight to my parcel too. And I'm renovating it right now. But what I do is I change this out to be a school, and look at that handsome devil. So I change this out to be a school, and then everybody watches the screen, and I go through the same way I just kind of did for you guys. I do on tomorrow. So if you guys want to get the rest of that class tomorrow, just shoot through. And like I said here, I'll put this in the chat too. It's just my name, lexluker.com. Lexluker.com will put you right in here with the rest of us. Crazy folk. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Here, let me show you what I mean. So if I go to my parcel page, right here. If I go to my parcel page, I can go to snapshots. And hold on, before I do that, let me take a snapshot. Yeah, this is gonna be store. I'm gonna call it market. Okay. All right, and so I can change it to a bunch of stuff. For this one, let's say the Schoolhouse Snap. So if I go to Schoolhouse Snap, and then oh no, that's what I was trying to word it. Yeah, and so it'll turn into a schoolhouse for me. See? Are you still there? Oh, shoot. Well, hopefully you can still see me broadcasting. I'm not exactly in the here, let me go to the market. Where are you guys? Here you guys. Explore. Oh, map. Let's go to map. Oh no. Oh no. There we go. All right. Hold on 1 second. Hopefully. I don't know if it'll let me rejoin the conversation, but hopefully you guys are still looking at the screen. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Okay. Hope I don't know what that was about. Sign me out. All right, cool. There we go. Sorry about that. It signed me out. Hopefully you guys are still watching the screen though. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. I got a class and I click on that. You can watch that screen and then hang out with me in my class. There's the Discord and the YouTube in the back. And I got to roll, y'all. Hey, my pleasure, you guys. I'll see y'all Tuesday. For sure. All right. Can't wait to hang out. All right. Take it easy. Hey, Marsha. I gotta go.